I went from the Amiga Group straight to Cambrian Windows. And that was a distressed business that was on the verge of going under at the time. We managed to turn it around and start to accelerate growth. And then you joined me there to help me do that and help me build the company and grow it very successfully.
Yeah, and I think moving away from Amiga and joining someone as big as the Epwin Group. So the Epwin Group were a PLC, probably one of the larger groups out there.
Yeah.
With lots of different brands, and I joined one of their relatively new brands, which was Quantel. At Glass X, there was only Ultraframe with their Mark 1 roof at the time. GB Wendell had come around at a similar sort of time. Yeah. So for me, being exposed to a much bigger corporate business was a perfect sort of stepping stone, really, because it gave me that kind of feel and understanding on how an individual brand works within a group of companies. Yeah. So, it's all about learning.
I remember the deal clincher for you coming to join me at Cambrian Windows was the Mercedes.
Yeah, I have to say, I can be bought. my price point was probably a bit lower than it needed to be.
From Cambrian, I went on and eventually launched Purplex, my marketing company. That was 21 years ago, which has now developed into a group of companies. And so I sort of pivoted more into marketing as a service. You stayed quite true to marketing as well as sales, but you really developed across the industry a number of key roles. What were they?
Yeah, so I moved on from Cambrian to Corby Window Group and spent some time there. And that's when I first experienced the pain and the success of a scaled up business. So when I joined them in 1999, they were turning over 9 million. Yeah. And by 2022, we were turning 22 million. Sorry, 2 or 3 years later, we were turning over 22 million. Yeah. Now, we'd acquired a manufacturing company which had the capability of 1,000 frames a week. Yeah. We'd moved into a multi-site business. So I kind of understood the pain and what worked and what didn't work there. But it was a really good introduction for me because I saw a very fast-moving business. After that, I worked with the VCs at Speedframe. Yeah. So again, a much bigger, complex business, huge in new build. In fact, the largest supplier of UPVC windows in the new build. And my role there was to stabilise trade, but also to develop this trade and build a depot concept, which worked so successfully in conjunction with the strategy that we signed the first Solus deal with Barratt Developments for £16 million worth of windows. I was very fortunate. I stayed in the same hotel as the turnaround VC team. So I learned an awful lot about what the expectation is of a turnaround business, what the key metrics are. But also I managed to study marketing at the same time. So staying in a hotel, I kind of flipped on its head and used to my advantage. And at the end of that, I got my first qualification with the Chartered Institute of Marketing.